Om Nagnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, everybody. Yesterday, we have worshipped Ma Bhagavati in the aspect of Katyayani. And we have heard the story how the Gopi have worshipped Ma Bhagavati in that aspect. But what is the main aim of the Gopi was to have Lord Krishna. Very often, whenever we are worshipping, we are in a business deal with God. Most of the time, we don't even know what we are asking. Whether what we are asking will be good for us or not. But because of the moment, at that moment, you think that it is very important for you. You ask that to Ma Bhagavati. But then later on you realize, oops, why should I have asked that? See, when the moment when Ma Bhagavati decides to fulfill your wish, you have already long forget about it. Because you see, we have a little bit of Alzheimer's problem. We ask, we forget very quickly. But if we ask and it happened the way we ask, you are the most happiest person. But the problem is, we are seated in the mode of ignorance constantly. We have not yet transcended our mind. We have not yet even offered that mind to Bhagavan. The Gopi and the saints, they have offered their mind to the Supreme Lord Himself. Their ego have been transcended. They have offered themselves completely, body, mind, and spirit, to the divine itself. That's what we celebrated yesterday. When we know truly what we are asking to Bhagavan, when we know truly that our Atma have only one role here, to attain to Paramatma. The Gopi was such a beautiful example. They could have asked endless riches. They could have asked so many things. But what they did ask to Ma Bhagavati, they asked only for Krishna. That is also a reminder for all of us. Before we ask this and that, let's ask God for Himself. That is a deep relationship. But to ask Bhagavan for Himself is not an easy thing. Because you see, our mind is so much into the judgment of the outside. What we know of ourselves, we know only the external reality. But spirituality is completely a different phenomenon. It's an inner experience. And that is Ma Kalaratri. Mahagauri give you the aim, but with our ignorance mind, it's very difficult. Because we are so limited in everything, we ask always for limited things. But all the things that is limited disappeared with time. It don't stay. There is constant death happening. When we look at Ma, down to her feet, there's a skull. That skull represents death. But not the death what we know about. It's not the death what we can perceive, with our physical eyes. The death, what we can see outside, it is a common death. Everybody died like this. But there is also something which is uncommon to the mind, that is the inner death. The inner death means life itself. You know only the death of outside, but you don't see the portal. When the death of this world, this reality, is a doorway to another reality. Life carries on. Either you move on from one body to the next body, or you move on from this reality into the supreme reality. That is for the advanced soul. They don't come back to this reality. They move on to the next reality, which is the grace of Sri Hari, the grace of Bhagwan himself. So without grace, that is not possible. But to attain to that grace with our ignorant mind, it is impossible. That's why we know only the outside. The word kala, funny, that word in Sanskrit have two meanings. Kala means time, and kala means also death. It's time and it is also death, both. When time disappeared, death also disappeared. As long as time is there, what happened? You're bound by limitation. And as long as this limitation is there, you will always experience the external death. But once you have transcended that time, you have transcended the ego, you have transcended the delusion of the mind, death hold no grips upon you. And that you can experience only in true love. You can't experience it in another way. What we see outside is devoid of that love. There's no, what we know about that love also, what we see on the outside, it is not true. As long as you have not been burned from inside about that love, you don't know about this love. But once your heart is burned with that love, then all what is not needed in your life come to a point of ending. So death is constantly happening. Do we perceive it? No, we don't perceive it, because what we perceive on the outside as death, we see it only when somebody is dead. When there's no life in that body, then we say that person is dead. That's it. But have you ever seen within yourself, constantly there is a death happening inside of you? Your body is regenerating constantly. Each of your organs is regenerating constantly. Within 10 years, you have every part of your body to the extent of your bones itself. Only the brain and the heart doesn't change. This is two cells that keep staying from beginning till the end. They don't change. But your body, every part of your body is regenerated. Even your bones. You will think that your bones is the same bones when you were small. No, it is not. It grow, it change, and the molecules of it keep changing. So there is a constant inside happening, which you don't perceive on the outside. You go with life in an ignorant way, just living without even knowing why you are living. What is the aim of your life itself? You play the same drama as the whole world play. The drama of ignorance. when would you awake to that reality? When would you awake to know truly, let me know what is life about? What is this life? This life can't be random. And that is what Ma Bhagavati, in the aspect of Kalaratri, represent. She represents that awakening from the deep slumber, the deep sleep that you have, through countless of lives, you have put yourself into. And she reminds that it is time now to awake. To awake and to forge your relationship like the Gopi with the ultimate. But for that to happen, you have to die. You have to die and awake again. That doesn't happen just like this. It's not just a mere miserable death. Because majority of the people on the outside, when they die, is miserable, you know. But it's the death of glory, the death of anything that you don't need inside of your life, you know. It may be very fearful, because, you know, it's very, when you hear the word death and you're still alive, you get scared. Say, no, I still have life. I don't want to die right now. Guruji, what are you talking about? You know? But it's nothing to do with the external. It's the death of the ego itself. And Ma Kalaratri represents that, the death of the ego. That deepness of your sadhana itself, that deepness of meditation, where time stops. You're not bound by the norms of things. When you see, you look at the saints from Ma Kalaratri, whether it is Ram Krishna Paramahamsa, or you have Saint Ram Prasad Sen, you have Bhama Kepa, you see there is a certain eccentric that awake inside of them, which cross over all the barrier of understanding. That is the deepness of bhakti itself. This is not something that you can create with your mind. It is something that emerges from the depth of your soul itself. Because you see, when we talk about love for God, very often also I have seen many people to just pretend that they love God. You know? You say it to yourself because it's something which is very moral. Ma Bhagavati in that aspect break all the morality that you have created. That if you want to achieve me, you want to attain me, break all the delusion which you have inside of you. If you want to transcend this reality, you want to transcend the duality of this world, you have to break all the delusion. That delusion which you have put upon yourself, ideas upon ideas upon ideas, you have collected from everywhere upon. But that is not who you are. And that is what the yogi called the death of the ego. And when the ego's death, a new reality emerges. A reality which you don't know about. A love which you don't know about. A love which is burning so strongly that it is not because of someone. It is not because of something. It is who you are. Yeah. You're burning with that eternal bliss. But that eternal bliss can burn through the grace of the Sadguru and through that deep surrender. All the saints have attained to that. Please, you can carry on. Put your water. You don't need. You can listen. You don't need to sit there and look at me. Come on. And don't get burned, please. Okay, you can put your water and do it in silence. So that is what Ma Kalaratri represent. The death of your ego itself and the awakening of your true self. So when you're coming, you're pouring that water, ask Ma Bhagavati to purify you. That water is not just you come with your bottle of water and then pour it on her and finish. No. You're asking her to cleanse you. Cleanse you from that ignorance. Cleanse you from all impurity. Cleanse you from things that you don't need in your life. And don't be fearful about it. Do it with full trust. The moment you do it with full trust, she will give you what you want. What is the most important for you. Then she will say, yes, you are ready. But if you don't see yourself ready, why would God reveal himself to you? For what reason would he reveal himself? To waste his time? You will fall back again into the delusion. You will go back again into your miserable life. You will go back again into that cycle of birth and death again. You have not achieved anything. So that's why when you come, you're offering that water. Ask Ma Bhagavati to cleanse you from all the impurity, all the things that you don't need. Make you ready to receive Krishna in your life. Make you ready to receive the grace of the Sadguru in your life. And then, after that, you bring the oil. You will offer the oil on Ma. That oil become the oil of healing. You cleanse yourself, and for that cleansing to happen, there must be a great healing happening also. You can't create any gap. And that infinite love of Ma Bhagavati, Kalaratri, you can take your time to you don't need to say, you don't need to overtaking time also, but do it in a reasonable way, please. So when you come to put the oil, ask Mother to bring healing upon the deep core of yourself which you don't know about, or part which you have suppressed so much that you are so much fearful to open up. So ask her for that. So Jai Gurudev, you can sing now. There's people who want to